You know something, Hulkamaniacs? Later on this afternoon, we get to prove a point that no one else could prove except us, man. In one given afternoon, we're gonna prove to the whole world the power of Hulkamania. We're gonna prove that we can beat all 29 other superstars in the World Wrestling Federation to get our WWF title back. Oh yeah, winning the Royal Rumble is one thing, the most prestigious event in the WWF. But when you add the WWF title on top of that, that changes the whole picture, man. But Hulkamaniacs, this is our cup of tea. They're gonna be coming from all different directions, friend or foe, they're all the same in the Rumble. But it's just like always, we're always getting cheap-shotted by one of our so-called friends, or we're always getting cheap-shotted by that no-good Jack Tunney. But this is our cup of tea. And in the Royal Rumble, we're gonna prove that Hulkamania reigns supreme. But to all those people in Titan Tower, in the WWF offices, don't worry about The Undertaker or Jake the Snake stealing that belt, man. Me and my little Hulksters have a special battle plan for the Royal Rumble. And what you gonna do when Hulk Hogan and his little Hulksters rumble all over you?
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time.
Hard to believe.
Wow.
Good stuff.
That was good stuff. What was your favorite of all those?
Hulk Hogan.
It was?
Yeah.
My favorite was The Undertaker. Yeah, only because of Paulie, what was he called? What's his name?
You mean Paul Bear?
Paul Bear.
Paul E. What the fuck?
I just liked his stuff. My least favorite one was the Repo Man.
Oh, I like that one. It was very Tony Schiavone, the little whisper gimmick.
But did you notice, and I noticed it immediately, do you notice, and this is how savvy Randy Savage was. His ring attire, the same color as the Royal Rumble logo. Purple and orange and gold.
I'm colorblind. You're just showing off right now.
No, okay, yes, but it was, and he was smart like that. I mean, he was Savage was savvy like that. Sorry, you're colorblind, buddy.
No, you're not. You don't care about my disabilities.
Well, no, I don't. But I'm sorry, you're colorblind. Hey, Jack Tunney.
Here's the deal. I'm gonna tell you. Me traveling without the assistance of someone who can see color is dangerous. What if I think it's a red light and it's really green, or vice versa?
Well, dumbass, you should know by now that the red light's on top, the yellow light's in the middle, and the green's on the bottom.
A red light, and that's not the way it works out in Vegas. They go left or right. They don't go up and down.
Well, then you know left is you go left. You read left to right. This is not Japan where you read right to left. Left to right. Red, yellow, green.
Here's the other thing. I may be out there and be trying to take a blue chew, but now I can't see color. I might chew up my blood pressure pill.
Well, at least you get it done.
And swallow my blue chew. Listen, I need you to go. I need your help. I won't know when I'm playing roulette. Am I betting red or black? I'm gonna have to take their word for it. You motherfucker. You got
the bald-headed motherfucking lawyer with you.
No, he's gonna be gimmicked out. And I'm going to need. No, of course, listen, we're trying to be funny. I got in a little trouble with him last week for.
Did you?
Betraying some confidences.
Okay.
By the way, next week, speaking of betraying, we're going to betray all of our listeners because we're going from the 92 Royal Rumble to 06. Can't believe this is real. But that one has an interesting group of folks in it. Triple H, Rey Mysterio, Simon Dean, Psychosis, Ric Flair, Big Show, Jonathan Coachman, Bobby Lashley, Kane, Sylvain, Carlito, Chris Benoit, Booker T, Joey Mercury, Tatanka, Johnny Nitro, Trevor Murdoch, Eugene, Road Warrior Animal, Rob Van Dam, Orlando Jordan, Chavo Guerrero, Matt Hardy, Super Crazy, Shawn Michaels, Chris Masters, Viscera, Sheldon Benjamin, Goldust, and Randy Orton. So that's what we're doing next week here on the show. We're getting in our Wayback Machine and going back 14 years, January 29th from Miami, Florida. And, yeah. Oh, the actual card itself pretty interesting. We got Kurt Angle and Mark Henry. We got John Cena and Edge. We got the Boogeyman and JBL. We got Ashley and Mickey James with Trish as the ref. We got Hurricane and Kid Cash and Funaki and Jamie Noble and Nunzio and Paul London. It's going to be a fun time. Tune in next week right here to What Happened When.
Notice how the first participants, how they really go at it hard. And one would think that, well, the strategy would be, if you win, you're going to have to keep going to maybe save some energy. But no, the booking was, and rightfully so, that this is the Royal Rumble. You go in there and you're excited as an athlete to be a part of this. So you just give it your all and you go at it aggressively. And I like how they do that.
By the way, we should mention every year they have somebody go longer in this era. So 88, 89, 90, 91, there's a new record set every time. There'll be a new record set here today with Ric Flair going more than an hour.
Did Wendy approve that?
Wendy was not in the game yet. When he would go back to WCW, that's when he would meet Wendy and marriages be damned. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide is right.
So there you see DiBiase on his way out. We're down to our babyface, sole babyface in the ring. It's just the British Bulldog. DiBiase's going to pass somebody on the way, and hear Bobby Heenan's reaction.
There goes the buzzer! No! Oh, yes! Damn it! It's Ric Flair! Oh, you can kiss it goodbye, Brain! Never before in the history of the Royal Rumble has anyone who has drawn numbers 1 through 5 been there at the end. Watch your language.
So there you go. Bobby Heenan flipping out, yelling, damn it. He is really, really pulling for Ric Flair to win, but odds are stacked against him coming in at this time. Of course, he's hoping that Flair was going to pull number 30 since he had Mr. Perfect with him. Not going to happen.
Did Wendy draw the number 3 for him?
No, we've well established he doesn't know Wendy yet.
Oh, okay. It's hard for me to look at him now and separate the fact that someone controls his life completely. So yeah, I got to go back in my mind. This is 1992.
Man, how about Bulldog? And Flair holding on to Bulldog's dreads while he did it.
That's good.
Unbelievable. The press, 1, 2, 3, 4, very Sting-like, except it's the British Bulldog. Here we go. Let's see what we got. Irish whip into the ropes. I love that. You can always tell when Flair's ready.
Right. You can.
It's coming. And
right.
like maybe Bulldog didn't know where he was going or here, but when he saw that stance, he's like, okay, I know what to do. Here we go. I loved this era of British Bulldog. When I was a kid, I was convinced British Bulldog was a bad motherfucker.
Well, listen, he was. My God, I mean, look, he trained in the dungeon.
Here comes Sags. What was up with Knobs here?
I don't know. What was the deal?
I don't know, but he's not in the match. So Sags is here, but no Knobs. Where are all the Knobs? You think we could we'll learn a thing or two about a knob or two out in Vegas together?
You listen to this podcast, you're going to learn all about, but we're just full of knob jokes.
All right, let's think of who you would want to take a chop from the least.
Okay.
Give me 3 people you would not want to take a chop from.
Well, Flair.
I've done that.
You've taken a chop from him?
Yeah.
Was that the rite of passage to be in the family?
No, I was at a bar in Nashville.
Uh-huh.
And he just fucking nailed me out of nowhere.
Did Wendy tell him to go over and hit you?
Is this your new thing now?
No, I'm just asking. I need to know.
No, she wasn't there.
Oh, okay.
You know what though? Lois told you couldn't go to Vegas. And the way I figure, that's what Wendy did to Flair last year at Starrcast too. So the thing you've been walking around but holding a grudge for, you yourself are actually participating in. And just like that, Sags is out of here. He's out of here faster than you when you ask Lois permission to go spend your own goddamn money on a vacation.
Knobs.
Tell her that you got to go for work.
That's what I'll do.
It's a podcast.
You know what? I won't tell her shit. She just wake up that morning, I'll be gone.
She won't know.
End the story. Yeah, she won't know unless she reads it on Facebook.
She ain't gonna read it on Facebook. By the way, I think you'll have a comment here. Meltzer would write of this show as the first major pay-per-view show well after the anabolic steroid testing has supposedly been implemented. Few things to note. First, use appeared to have increased since Survivor Series Tuesday in Texas. It appeared from here that about half the guys were in the middle of some kind of cycle, and maybe 18% appeared to have been off, at least for a while. The remaining 31% either wear costuming that makes it impossible to tell, like IRS or Big Boss Man, or if they have been on and off and one can't tell for sure. Anyway, with use so high at this point, 10 weeks after the supposed unbeatable testing has been implemented, and with more than enough time to cycle down from mid-November, let alone late July, this tells us that one or more of these things is the case. Number one, some or many aspects of this whole thing were a farce to begin with, simply to work the public and the media. 2, McMahon was serious about a policy, but enough guys banded together, citing their constitutional right to using felonious drugs at will, and McMahon doesn't have the whatever word you want to fill in here. McMahon himself used the word guts to suspend more than 20 wrestlers at once. Or number 3, McMahon is serious. The policy does work, and he simply didn't want to ruin his pay-per-view. So we'll be seeing 20 or more suspensions shortly. Whatever it is at this point, barring something major happening in the next week or two, we can pretty safely write that this whole steroid testing story from mid-July forward was something that was either a fraud to begin with, turned into one somewhere along, or turned into someone easy for me to say, or turned into one somewhere along the way. If you think that's unique to Vince McMahon, you should read about track and field or drug testing in the Olympics, pointing out that other organizations have also been deceptive isn't meant to justify the Titan position. So I have a feeling that you have strong feelings about this.
I do have strong feelings about this. Where does he come up with these fucking numbers? 18%.
It jumps out at you, doesn't it?
Yeah, it jumps out at you. It's like, fuck. I think he's, I'm really surprised. I'm really surprised in light of how serious the steroid thing was back then, that there was not any legal action taken against Dave Meltzer for what he just said. It appears that these guys are on cycles. Well, was he on a cycle himself? Do you know what these cycles are? Can you look at a guy and say, "Oh, he's still on steroids"? Or I don't know. He's doing a lot of accusations just by watching a show.
18% jumped off the page to me.
Sure did.
18%.
That's fucking goofy. You know, and I like Dave.
Of course, everybody does. Well, not everybody, but me and you do.
Yes. I made it known that I like Dave. Always.
By the way, we should mention, this is the awards issue. The thing we're running through here. The nominees are all over the place. But what stuck out to me was who had won in prior years and things like that. So like the tag team of the year this year was Misawa and Kawada, and the runner up was Rick and Scott Steiner. 3 was Hase and Sasaki. 4 was Dr. Death and Terry Gordy. 5 was the Rockers. The feud of the year. 5th is Randy Savage and Jake Roberts, which, as you remember, Jake put a snake in a box at Randy's wedding, and then had a snake bite him. Second place is Aja Kong and Bull Nakano. Third is Eddie Gilbert and Cactus Jack. Fourth, or second from the top, I mean, Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan. And then the feud of the year, Saruda and Company versus Masawa and Company.
Yeah. Okay. You can stop.
What?
I got it.
Wait, now here's one you'll like. Most improved, number 1, Dustin Rhodes. Number 2, Steve Austin. Number 3, Cactus Jack. Most unimproved, number 1, Davey Boy Smith. Number 2, Hulk Hogan. Number 3, Sid Justice.
Unimproved. I love it. I love that. Unimproved.
I assure you, these days, if they put announcers in there, we know who would make the cut. Most unimproved.
Fuck, man. I'm on top of my game.
No, I know. I was talking about JR.
Oh,
the internet has a hard on for him, as you know.
You know what? I don't know.
Well, that's right. Cause you have abandoned your Twitter. You need to send me your logins.
Dave Silva's got my logins.
Well, I'm running your account now.
No.
I'm just going to start openly talking about my love of Whitney Wright. I'm going to line up a date for you in Las Vegas.
No.
Whitney Wright.
The last thing on earth that I would do, the last thing, I even would put killing a guy below this. The last thing on earth I would do was let Conrad Thompson run my Twitter account.
Why?
Whoa. Why? Oh, God. Everybody listening to this podcast knows the answer to that.
What have I tweeted that was hurtful?
What? No, I don't know what. No, forget it. So I don't know what they're saying about JR online. I don't give a shit, and neither should he, bless his heart. What JR should be concerned about is, am I getting a paycheck? Are the ratings good? Am I having a good time working? Because you know what? Here's the deal. JR doesn't need any of this shit.
No, he doesn't.
Okay, I do.
Yes,
but JR doesn't.
Yes, you do. And it's interesting that you phoned it in, you know?
I haven't phoned it in, motherfucker. I'm the hardest motherfucking worker in the motherfucking universe.
Really?
Yes.
You're not even the hardest worker on this call. Jesus.
I set the standard for work motherfucking ethic, motherfucker.
Oh, okay. Hypothetically, you think Barbarian is, you think he's got a word for Bulldog here? Some advice?
Brother.
Can I tell you that he sent me a Christmas text?
The Barbarian?
Well, not Bulldog. He's dead. How would that? From the grave, I heard from the Bulldog.
That'd be pretty scary.
Yeah, fucking Barbarian sent me a Merry Christmas deal.
Well, that's fucking cool.
That was cool, man. I didn't expect that.
So, El Matador is in there. I didn't realize it.
What kind of accent was that, Brody? It was a weird accent.
No, it's not a weird accent. That's a little Latin flair to it. I was working with Dasha Gonzalez. I've learned to add a little Latin flair to my voice. Like instead of saying Santana and Ortiz, I said Santana and Ortiz.
Oh God, please don't do that.
Notice how I kind of rolled my R's that time? Santana and Ortiz.
Those guys are going to be big stars.
Yeah, they're tremendous.
But I mean, their charisma just jumps off.
I told Ortiz one time, it was one of the shows that we did. He dropped down on the floor. He looked in the camera and said, "I'm a heel." That really made me pop. Just subtle shit like that.
Subtle. Subtle. He looked at the camera and said he was a heel, and you called it subtle.
It's subtle. Hey, the Texas, here goes, boom. And fans pop when he did it. Wonder if he should take his boot off and hit somebody in the head with his prosthetic here.
It's not funny. It's really sad, but I heard a fucking hilarious story that, he used to kayfabe everybody that was a fake foot.
Sure.
And supposedly he would even shower with it on.
With the boot on?
Because he didn't want the boys to know it was a fake foot either. Well, supposedly he got so fucked up one day with other boys present. He didn't realize until he got up to walk that his foot was facing the wrong way. So he was so fucked up, it had come loose and turned as he's, in and out of hallucinogens or whatever. And when he gets up and starts to move, the foot is at a fucking 90-degree angle the wrong way.
Jesus.
And everybody's like, what the fuck? But can you imagine like not knowing that somebody had that? And then it's just the wrong way, man, that would trip you out. You'd be like, man, what kind of drugs are these? I don't want them. Take mine back. You can have mine. I don't need this.
I like that old school clock countdown in the bottom left there. That's
Titan
pretty cool.
time, baby. What's great about this too, is they would just, they would say it was every minute or it was every 90 seconds. And it was never either one of those. It was just like, okay, cool. This is starting to suck. Send somebody else out. Or, hey, it's been enough time. Or, hey, we're running short. Send them.
Repo man.
I'm going to need you to start using some slang here on the show.
Yeah. What slang do I need to use?
The phrase "send it." Are you in the loop Are you in the loop on "send it"?
I'm not in the loop on send it. No.
It means just do it. Say yes to something. Don't think about it.
Okay.
Have confidence and just send it.
Okay.
Like to go nuts with regard to your own safety. Just send it.
Mm-hmm.
Any action or activity you can do wholeheartedly with confidence and an absolute passion, just send it.
In other words, if someone was out after my job, I would say, send it.
Or if Lois is like, Tony, if you're going out there to Vegas, you better behave. You can just say, Lois, I'm going to send it.
Got it. I like that. Send it. Any other slangs I can use here to be hip in my old age?
Really? Mm-hmm. Slaps, you in on that?
I should have asked this question. No, I'm not in on slaps. I'm in on slap dicks because we got a lot of them listening to this one.
What? Why do you keep talking about penises? Listen, you get rid of all my fun. And by the way, we got a lot of tweets about this last week because conspicuous by its absence. There was no Tony Reed's rap.
Thank God. 2
weeks ago, Tony canceled it. I can't believe you guys weren't paying attention, but Tony said he doesn't want to do it anymore. And so, we're just gonna, talk about all the things that Tony doesn't remember.
Slaps.
Do you remember this? No. Do you remember that? No. What did he say here? Don't remember. Well, we're back to, 2017 here on the show.
Big pop for Greg Valentine.
No, there's not. Greg Valentine. Seriously. I have to keep it to myself. I had a really good one, but you've already been so offensive that I got to back down some of our offense this episode, or we'll get thrown off Westwood One forever.
Look at this. Valentine and Flair, just like the old days.
Did you know that Valentine was in a relationship with Ellen DeGeneres for 4 years?
No, really? Are you shooting on that? Send it.
You don't even know what it means and you're just using it. I love it. So slaps.
Mm-hmm.
Like if something's good, like, oh shit, man, these wings really slap.
Okay. That's easy to use.
Mom's dressing slaps.
Mm-hmm.
Or as you're going to say in a couple of weeks, Diamond, I got to tell you, that head really slapped.
Yeah, we're the shit.
What?
Diamond head, like the volcano?
Well, it's like a snake.
Oh, like a snake. Repo Man's still sneaking around.
Meltzer was right in this era. Elizabeth won't be going on the road anymore because she's tired of the travel. How about that? Sounds like a very Lois Schiavone thing. You know what? I don't think I'm going to work anymore. Why? Well, I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
That's her.
Lex Luger is also in the news. Lex Luger has been pretty well confirmed as joining the WBF by several sources. Apparently they'll be running an angle with Luger entering a bodybuilding contest and will get blown away by the big bodybuilding names. Then he'll lose his temper and somehow segue that into becoming a wrestler. Using Luger is as much an attempt to get wrestling fans interested in bodybuilding as anything else. What do you think of the WBF?
I thought it was bullshit.
Really?
Oh yeah. I thought it was absolute bullshit.
I thought you would love it.
No, not at all.
I know how much you like them little skimpy drawers.
No, it does. Skimpy drawers be damned. Jesus. Fuck. And I remember looking when I was working there. See, I do remember this. Working for, watching a tape of the bodybuilding federation or whatever they called it. And this guy was walking on stage and he was saying, "Yeah, motherfucker, get this shit." He was cussing like hell. I'm thinking, what the fuck? I just thought it was fucking stupid.
Do you want to know who the wrestler of the year was in the issue prior to this?
Wrestler of the year in 1992?
Bull Nakano came in 5th.
Okay.
Keiji Muto came in 4th.
Okay.
Jushin Liger came in 3rd.
Very good.
Ric Flair came in 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
And number 1 is Jumbo Tsuruta.
Yeah. There you go.
By the way, it's worth mentioning. Wrestler of the year in 81, Ric Flair. Wrestler of the year in 82, Ric Flair. Wrestler of the year in 83, Ric Flair. Wrestler of the year in 84, Ric Flair. Wrestler of the year in 85, Ric Flair. Wrestler of the year in 86, Ric Flair. Wrestler of the year in 87, Ricky Choshu. Wrestler of the year in 88, Akira Maeda.
He started watching Japanese tapes in 87.
Wrestler of the year in 89, Ric Flair. Wrestler of the year in 90, Ric Flair. Do you want to know who the most outstanding wrestler was?
In this year?
Yep.
Ricky Choshu.
Ricky Choshu did not make the top 5. Keiji Muto, number 4. Ric Flair, Keiji Muto 5, Flair 4, Kobashi 3, Hase 2, number 1, Jushin Liger.
Yep. It wasn't Jordan Schmiel.
Best babyface, number 5, Masawa, number 4, Savage, number 3, Onita, number 2, Sting, number 1,
Jushin Thunder Liger.
Hulk Hogan.
Oh.
Best heel, number 5, Cactus Jack, number 4, Aja Kong, number 3, Jake Roberts, number 2, Ric Flair. You want to guess who number 1 was?
Best heel? Yeah. The Repo Man.
The Undertaker.
Oh, The Undertaker.
I should mention that, this is about a week. What we're watching right now is a week or 2 after Jim Herd resigned.
Kip Fry would take over the company.
Yep. Graduate of Duke Law School.
Yep. He's teaching at Duke now. That's what he's doing. He's back there teaching.
You think he teaches how to replace pizza men?
No, he's teaching how to fuck up a company 101.
Well, you probably know about that. We should mention.
I saw a lot of people do it.
I was talking about Knobs earlier.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about dicks anymore.
Yeah, but I figured out why he wasn't here.
Okay, why?
The Nasty Boys are now expected to be out of action for a few weeks after the incident in Peoria, Illinois. Newspaper reports said that the wrestlers, Nasty Boys and IRS, told police they were driving to their hotel when suspects in a Chevy Chevette cut them off. And they said the suspects threw something that struck their car while it was stopped at a light. Knobs got out of the car to check for damage at the light and was attacked by 3 men, all of whom have since been arrested. When Sags jumped out to help, he was hit in the head with jumper cables and suffered a concussion. The wrestlers said they were able to get a knife from one of the suspects and were going to hold him until the police came, but released him when they realized that Knobs was losing a lot of blood from being stabbed 4 times and needed immediate medical attention. The 3 men had a different story. They said Knobs was stabbed in self-defense. They told police the wrestlers were making obscene gestures and pointing at them. They said Knobs got out of the car at the light, opened the car door, and punched one of the guys 10 times. The guy then grabbed the knife from the dashboard and stabbed Knobs 4 times. The man gave no account of hitting Sags with jumper cables, although Sags was hospitalized with a 2-inch cut on his head. The 3 victims, picked up about an hour after the incident, were uninjured, which kind of makes one skeptical of the story. They were acting in self-defense. So there you go. Knobs got stabbed at a fucking red light.
Yikes.
Remember that time you got stabbed at a red light?
No, I don't. Is this Hercules Hernandez in here now?
Well, who else would it be, buddy?
Man, did he blow up he blew up by the time he got to the ring.
Look, he looks like Lyle Alzado here, present day.
Yeah. He by the time he got to the ring, he kind of slid underneath the bottom rope. Just,
It is funny or interesting that Hercules and Boss Man no longer with us, but the two guys best known for getting jacked off were working together, Barbarian and Ric Flair.
Yeah. Jack off match.
I love Flair with the little eye poke.
Yeah.
I like the way Boss Man would take the ropes on the side. How about that kick, the front kick from Boss Man?
Ray could work, man.
Dude, when he dropped the weight here, he was moving his ass.
Yes, sir.
Well, about took his own head off, though. He's dead.
So Flair remains, but we still got about a half an hour to go in this match.
The classic Flair flop. By the way, those boots he's wearing are owned by a private collector in North Carolina.
And have you made an offer for those?
They're not for sale, but you can see them at WWE Access. I hooked him up with the company a few years ago. So now whenever they do any sort of Flair tribute, those boots are always there and displayed with pride. And here comes his old running mate, Rowdy Roddy Piper. Great little moment here. And look at the crowd. They're ready for it. Two big stars.
Wow. Fans are going nuts, buddy.
Dude.
And Flair doing some bumping too, isn't he?
Absolutely. Both of the guys, neither one going over the top rope, both under the top rope. So even though they're on the floor, neither eliminated. Of course, they're telling them, get back in. Come on, guys. Get back in the ring. Oh, man. Flair back on the offense.
Didn't even sell it.
Nope, no sold that.
You can just tell that these two guys have worked with each other for a long time.
Very comfortable.
Yeah.
A lot of trust, a lot of mutual respect. You know, wrestling breeds a lot of, that's what he was looking for a minute ago. And he finally got it. The double eye poke. Wrestling breeds a lot of paranoia and mistrust and disillusionment. And these guys, because they had spent so many nights going up and down the roads together and drinking beer and raising hell, none of that exists here.
Flair wants to go face first again. You can just tell the way he walks around.
Yep. He's looking for a place to face plant.
Yeah. This is great, man. This is a great moment. And right now they're working the clock to give him plenty of time before they bring the next guy in.
I thought you'd like this.
He's out. Throw him over the top. No, I'm going to put it back in again. All right. Bring in the snake, baby. That's pretty cool.
What a heel he was here too, man.
Oh, yeah, man.
Great shit.
One of the great, he would give one of the great heel interviews too.
Oh, without question.
Thank you for saying that.
Hey, Tony, do you ever get tired?
Do I ever get tired?
Yeah.
Oh boy, a lot. Especially now the workload that I got. You know, I'm working hard.
I know, man. I don't know how you do it. That, you know, because that one day a week where you have to fly, you know, to another town or whatever, and then the next day you fly back, first class, of course. But the idea that you've got to fly once a week, it's just, I don't know how you do it.
Yeah. And then work on a show, put a show together. Still do some work for the radio station. Still do some work for the Georgia Bulldogs.
Why are you doing anything with the radio station? You should tell them to go suck a root. You're worth $19 million.
No. See, I'm not like that. Let me tell you that as the truth here. When I lost my job at WSB Radio, when that guy refused to renew my contract for another year, this radio station, 92.9 The Game in Atlanta, took a chance on me and helped me out a great deal. And I remember that. And whatever they need from me, I do. So there. I feel like I owe them a lot. So if there's a If there's an air shift they need me to do, I do it. If I can work it in my schedule. And I've got, coming up in February, I've got 4 air shifts, I think. And just like you said, there was one of the anchor, I'm a sports anchor, but one of the talk show hosts looked at me and said, "Why are you still doing this?" I said, "Because I feel like I owe you guys a lot. And you're good guys, and I like the station, I like the people." Whoa! Duggan. Boy, they reacted until he got in the ring, didn't they?
And then the crowd went mild.
That's right. When he came down, they were going crazy. As soon as he got in the ring, they went, eh.
Oh, by the way, I got to update you.
Okay.
If you Google yourself.
I'm not Googling myself.
It won't hurt. Just try it. See if you like it.
How much am I worth now this week? 25 million?
Here are the suggestions. When you type in Tony Schiavone, it says podcasts, AEW, WCW, wife, Starbucks, age, net worth, Twitter, Dean Malenko. Dean Malenko. We got it. We got it. I wonder what happens when you look up Bruce Pritchard.
Won't call Conrad. Big shot.
WWE, wife, Twitter, shirts, podcast, SmackDown, Jim Cornette, Pancho Villa, Brother Love.
Pancho Villa?
Yeah, it's part of the show. Eric Bischoff, wife, WWE, podcast, son, WCW, net worth, 83 weeks, age. Jim Ross, AEW, podcast, net worth, barbecue, quotes, shirts, GIF, stroke.
Stroke.
Arn
The
Anderson, podcast, wiki, AEW, wife, Spinebuster, son, net worth, WWE, Tosh. Now, if you look up Taz, Taziki's Menu, Taser, Tazo T, Tazewell, Tennessee, Tazor, Taziki's Madison, Tazerac. Cody Rhodes, AEW, net worth, theme, WWE, arrow, height, AEW theme, shirt, promo. You look up Excalibur.
Oh, Jesus.
Christian school, crossbow, movie, wrestler, signature, hotel, dehydrator, school, car. If you look up Tony Khan, net worth, wife, father, Twitter, stunner, Trump, dogs, dad, worth. Give me another name.
Conrad Thompson.
No.
See? Yeah.
All right. It's wife, wedding, net worth, mortgage, house, Zillow, you weird motherfuckers, Twitter, podcast, AEW, address. What the fuck? Dave Silva, realtor, podcast, plumbing, music, lyrics.
Plumbing.
Hey, Ryan, if you're listening, I need a Dave Silva plumbing shirt.
Yes, we do.
As soon as possible. That would really fit in over at loisrules.com.
Dave Silva Plumbing.
That means it really exists.
Yes, I know it does.
I'm going to look him up. The Dave Silva plumber.
Oh, I hope he's in the area.
Oh, here it is. Dave Silva Plumbing and Heating.
Where is it?
Hawaii.
Oh, of course. Shit.
Oh, no. Massachusetts, too.
Okay.
Tingsboro, Mass.
Have you been to Hawaii?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, I'm not going to go back.
I'm about to get licensed out there. I'm bringing on a branch out there and an underwriter. So
you'll make some money out there, man.
Hey, yeah, average loan amount out there is like $550, dude.
Oh yeah.
That's big. Huntsville's not like that.
Mm.
All right. Give me another name. This is fun.
Superfly Snooker's coming to the ring now. Stop. I want to see this.
Yeah, I'll see if he kills a chick.
Man, in the day, he was the best. What an impact he made in Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling when he arrived.
Oh, my God. Guess what happens when you Google Ric Flair?
Uh-huh.
The suggestions are
Wendy.
dead, drip, woo, daughter, net worth, son, age, memes, children.
No show. Is that on there?
If you Google Charlotte Flair, age, height, Twitter, face, husband, Instagram, Andrade, net worth, mom. If you Google David Flair, 2019 net worth, dead, now, age, Titantron, wife, WCW, Instagram. Thinking of him made me think of Stacy Keibler.
Yeah.
Kids, entrance, wiki, George Clooney, net worth, theme song, interview, DWTS, Dancing with the Stars, diet.
Wow.
Give me another one. Give me a wrestling one.
Let's see. Let's go with Lord Alfred Hayes.
Lord Alfred Hayes, wrestling, cause of death, wrestler, Roddy Piper, grave, WWE, last photo, wheelchair. That was depressing.
That is depressing.
You can't play this game anymore. You're really bad at it. But by the way, I'm looking at his grave now. I should not have clicked this.
I should go visit it. Is it back in?
It doesn't matter. You won't even come to Vegas with your friends that are alive. Now you're going
I can't. I want to. I cannot. Ooh, rest in peace.
Oh yes.
Is that a good Paul Bearer? I know I got a cold, but
no, yours was terrible. Gotta go real high pitched. Look at the Hall of Famers in there right now. IRS, Roddy Piper, Snuka, Flair, Roberts, Duggan, Undertaker.
Did they put IRS in the Hall of Fame?
No, but he belongs, doesn't he?
No, yeah, absolutely.
Mike Rotunda certainly belongs. I assume he's in a few Hall of Fames, maybe just not the WWE one.
What other Hall of Fames are there?
Oh, there's lots.
I'm sure the Cauliflower Alley's got one, right? Cauliflower
yeah, they've got one, and then there's the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame, and I think there's the one in Iowa.
Right, because that's where wrestling started.
There's a lot of them. But
Meltzer's got one?
I don't guess. Yeah, of course. I think his is the real one.
Well, then he ought to.
Hey, you know what? You and I had fun last year when we went out to Vegas around the Cauliflower Alley time.
Great time.
I think you and I should go this year.
When is it?
Well, what does it matter? It's in Vegas. You can't go.
No, yeah.
It's April 27th through the 29th. Let's go.
I'd like to go.
I think it would be great.
Of course, I'm not doing baseball anymore, so I could probably do it. Well, we need to get invited though, don't we?
No, I'm a member.
Oh, so you can bring me as a guest?
Yeah. Dude, you're fucking Tony Schiavone. You just show up. They're happy to have you. You kidding?
Yeah. Well, I showed up last year. Went upstairs while JJ was talking or something, and
well, you tried to walk in the middle of the thing. You go early enough, and I'll just hit your president up, Brian B. Blair.
Flair fell down again. What the fuck? He just fell backwards.
You all right?
Yeah. Again, those of you who are not colorblind, the Macho Man Randy Savage, the same color as the ring apron.
But I am colorblind.
No, then you wouldn't. That comment I just made would have nothing for you.
What is purple?
Purple, a combination of red and blue.
Oh, it's a mattress.
No, it's not.
No, it is. It's a great.
No, it's not.
Oh. Not allowed to say that?
Nope.
They just sent an order in. Can I say it now?
I'm going to get a mattress.
No, you're not.
I've been looking. Look at the fans are going fucking nuts, man.
You're not allowed to.
Jake Roberts and the Macho Man Randy Savage. The fans are going nuts for this. This is a well-structured Royal Rumble, isn't it?
Arguably the best. A lot of our listeners are going to contend this is the absolute best. I would say 97 is a little better for me. But this is number 2, but the star power in this one is just unparalleled.
But they're they're pairing off into some good things that the fans have
without question.
fans are into. Look how young the Undertaker is. Wow.
No, he's a baby right here, man. I mean, let's see. He was born in what, like 65? Yeah.
Flair and Piper still going that. Look, that's tremendous.
What a way to earn a living.
You're telling me, man.
You think about it.
You're telling me every Wednesday, every Tuesday and every Wednesday, I just kind of sit down and thank God that the business found me.
You mean Conrad Thompson?
Yeah. Well, you're part of the business because
No,
you're the Jesus of professional wrestling.
That's not true.
Yeah. You, like Lazarus, you bring us back from the dead.
My goodness. We are all going to hell.
Open it. Move that stone away from the crypt. Come out, Tony Schiavone. I, Conrad Thompson, the Jesus of pro wrestling, bring you back from the dead into pro wrestling. Here's Cody. Here's Tony Khan. Walk away in peace. Jesus has spoken. Arn Anderson. Lazarus, move the stone away from the crypt. Waddle your fat ass out. Boy, have you gotten heavy in your old age. Here's Tony Khan. Here's Cody Rhodes. Walk away in peace. So says the Jesus of pro wrestling, Conrad Thompson.
How about the Berserker? Where are you at on Berserker?
I thought he was kind of berserk.
Oh my God.
That was, what was his name, real name?
Nord.
John Nord, right? Yep. He's no longer with us, is he?
Man, you just think everybody's dead, don't you?
Yeah. The John Nord is dead, isn't he?
Well, I mean, you've decided he was, whether he was or isn't. And no, he's not dead.
Well, then I was wrong. I could be wrong.
I mean, why are you out here just spreading bullshit?
Well, the thing about it is we're talking 1992 and now it's 2019. A lot of guys took bumps and took other things. You just don't know who's alive and who's not, right?
He was almost sent to prison last year.
Who was? John Nord?
Yeah.
Almost sent to prison.
Yeah, drugs or whatever.
Well, that's unfortunate. I think John was the Minnesota guy too.
Yeah. He was arrested. He's been arrested 7 times for driving under the influence of drugs.
Oh my God.
Mostly painkillers. And I don't think they're allowed. They don't like it when you do it like more than 3 times.
Yeah, I guess not.
But he's like, Ric Flair in world titles is him, and drug DUIs. He's up to 7. He's almost to that Tammy Sitch level.
Yeah. I'm amazed that he's not in jail after 7. I'm amazed he's not in jail after 4.
We gotta get a hold of Sonny.
I thought about that yesterday when I was driving around.
About how we're gonna spring her?
Yeah, I guess. No, I think, Conrad, you may not know this, but I'm a very passionate, loving guy. And I learned that from working with the Jesus of wrestling, to love your fellow man. And I wonder sometime about Tammy, because she was such a big star and gave so much to the business and certainly lost her way, as we know, well documented. I just wonder how many people in pro wrestling still reach out to her and say, hey, how you doing? Just concerned about you. I think that's important. So I think it would be important for you and I to try to do that. Make sense?
Yeah.
Because, listen, I haven't forgot about the impact she's made on wrestling. And I bet you there's not many people that reach out to her. Maybe her family. I hope they do.
Well, let's do it.
Okay.
Help me.
All right. How we do it?
I don't know. I mean, do I have to do everything on this show?
Yes, we find out where she's incarcerated.
Oh, well, I know that. As soon as
Okay, we
mention
know
it.
where it is. Okay.
Yeah.
So do we call them and
Here's what we'll do. Let's just start putting money on her books.
money on her books?
Yeah. So she can get like little Debbie snack cakes and things from the commissary.
You can put money on books?
Yeah. That's what they want. So she can go get like a Nutty Buddy or an oatmeal cream pie. By the way, for about 25 years, I've wanted to give her an oatmeal cream pie.
I knew it. I knew it eventually circle around to this.
What?
What do you think about Virgil in those pink tights? He says,
I'm colorblind. You're showing off again. Why are the Iraqis doing the bushwhacker walk to the ring?
I don't know.
By the way, great close personal friend of the show, Super Dave Miller
Oh,
from Utica, Mississippi,
yeah, sir. Cut off his thumb.
asked for a little bit of help and getting some preferential seating for the house show this past weekend in Jackson, Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
So I texted a friend of ours who lives in the last house on the right, and
Okay.
he helped me out.
Very cool.
So Super Dave's fucking slow ass. Cause he's a slow adult. Not that there's anything wrong with that. There's one in every bunch. He's out.
Right. Yeah. Dave.
Super Dave is really like a euphemism for special. He says, do I get them at will call? And I'm like, well, this is too good. Cause of course he's in Mississippi. The
Yeah.
text came from Atlanta, last house on the right. And I'm in Huntsville.
Okay.
And he asked, do I get them at will call? So I said, go to the Conoco gas station up the road and go inside. Tell the guy you want $10 on pump number 5. He'll take your money and nod. Pump the gas, but then immediately go around back to the restroom. Go inside, but don't lock the door. Then knock on the door from the inside and say, 4, please. Then unbuckle your pants and gently ease one digit after another into your anus. Once the 4th and final finger is in, past the second knuckle, mind you, yell at the top of your lungs, the eagle has landed. 4 tickets will appear under the door seconds later. Wash up and enjoy the show. And then about 8 minutes later, I sent, and yeah, we'll call about 30 minutes before the show starts under your name.
Thank God you sent that second text.
Cause this motherfucker would have been
He would've
fisting his
done it.
own ass at the Conoco. The eagle! God damn it, this hurts. The eagle has landed. Please, I just want to take my grandbabies to see Becky Lynch.
Where's the tickets?
I got 8 knuckles up my poop chute. I love these babies. Please, they love Becky. Please. I didn't even need gas. I had to drive around the Dollar General parking lot for a half hour just to get it to take $10 on pump number 5.
Should have told him to put that reconstructed thumb up his ass.
He does that with Frito-Lay. He's a flaming hot Cheeto delivery man.
Really?
And he says that in Mississippi, that fucking flaming hot Cheeto is selling like hotcakes.
I bet it is.
I've never had that. Never had a flaming hot Cheeto.
Me neither. I've seen them, but I haven't had it.
I feel like that's all you eat is that and Mountain Dew.
No, get it right, please.
Oh, Mellow Yellow.
0.
Mellow Yellow 0, sorry.
They've come out with a Mountain Dew 0 now too.
So what do you think about the tickets at the gas station Conoco?
I love it.
Where did I come up with this shit?
I have no idea. Probably come up with the shit because you suggested to someone and someone really did that.
Yeah, that's right, Tony. Someone really did that. But I'm just saying, like, how else would he get the tickets?
I know.
Of course they're at will call, you slow
Jeez.
motherfucker.
Oh God.
Oh, I'm supposed to ask Jay-Z. Jay-Z wanted me to ask if he would be on his show. I told him that I would ask what. And
I've been on his show before.
And then the next day I said, hey, he said no. Oh, you did it? I told him he said no.
No, I was on his show like
There
a
he
couple
is,
of months.
The immortal Hulk Hogan. No, he's got a new show now with Paulie Bromwell. Before they were actually talking about wrestling. Now they're just talking about what it takes to be the chicken champ, whatever that means.
Yeah, everybody's doing a podcast.
Yeah, but nobody's listening.
Everybody's doing a podcast. When you and Taz going to do one?
We're not. You got that sweet AEW money now. See, my deal with Taz is in reverse. You know, normally you get a podcast with me and then I get you back on TV. But in this case, I just started working the angle from the inside before the podcast was even announced. And now we don't even have to do one. I just get my 15% agent fee and good to go.
Ugh.
And there goes the Undertaker. Right in the middle of their feud, back and forth with the belt. He is an early elimination. Hulkster knocks him out, and Berserker right behind him. Look at the crowd going nuts for Hulk Hogan, man.
Yep, they still do.
By the way, when's the last time you Hulk Hogan a t-shirt at your house?
I've never Hulk Hogan a t-shirt on my house.
I want our listeners to tweet us at WHW Monday, and I want you all to Hulk Hogan yourself a t-shirt this week. What that means is to clip the neck. You don't have to cut all the way around, but just go ahead and clip the neck at the top. Just past the little, you know what I'm talking about, the ribbon there.
Right.
And then go ahead and cut the sleeves out. But here's the most critical part. You've got to cut 3 slits in the back. You can go 4 if you're an overachiever, but there's got to be 3 or 4 slits in the back. I got to tell you, it is the most comfortable way to wear a shirt around the Conradison.
Exactly. So here's what you do. You get a shirt from lowestrules.com.
That's right.
And you put it on.
Yeah.
And you cut it in the back, and then you tear it off Hulk Hogan style, okay? Then you go back and buy another one.
I'm being sincere. I have done this with multiple WHW style shirts. It's funny because Megan thought it was fucking stupid as shit. But whenever anybody came over, they're like, "Oh my God, look at look at your Hulk Hogan shirt." And she's like, "How does everybody know what this is?" Like, well, because you hate wrestling and they don't. They recognize it. Oh, okay, she says. Rick the Model Martel working with Randy Savage up top. Flair on the near side in the far corner. Steve Kern, the Skinner, about to get the headbutt from Hulk Hogan. Piper still hanging around. Hall of Famers all around.
And the fans are still in this. I mean, we're talking a match that's been going on for quite a while. 40 minutes, 45 minutes maybe.
Yep. Still got about 17 minutes left in this one.
Yep.
Not in the match, but in the whole show. Of course, the deal is we got 3 entrances left. Sergeant Slaughter, Sid Justice, and the Warlord.
The Warlord.
Yeah, Warlord coming in at number 30. Pretty underwhelming.
That's just trying to put some, what they would think, realism into it. That normally it wouldn't be booked that way, but since this is real, it's anybody can come in anytime. Boy, Flair and Piper just go, they have not left each other alone. Well, this works much better than having 40 in the ring. Obviously, we talked about that.
Yeah. And there he comes. Your WrestleMania 7 main event heel. But now, of course, he's back with us. The source of a lot of controversy lately. What do you think about the last 2 weeks? Been all about Sergeant Slaughter and his,
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. So he did a bunch of interviews out of kayfabe, like not working interviews, where he talked about his military service and how he had 2 tours of Vietnam and he never was in any sort of military at all.
Right. So that got him a lot of heat,
Well,
understandably.
People are saying it's a stolen valor situation where he's pretending to be something he's not. And, you know, some of the other people are sort of dismissing it, saying, well, of course, but the Undertaker's not dead either. But in Slaughter's case, he's had people thanking him for his service, you know, in present day. And a few years ago, they were, you know, giving him awards and such.
Oh,
Some vets say no, but it's silly, but we knew that it was that he sort of brought positivity and shined a bright light.
right. Like
Yeah.
Captain America did.
Exactly.
In the movie. Right.
Yeah. It's a character. And
Right.
so there's two schools of thought. On the one hand, people are like, yeah, of course it's a character, and everybody knew it was a character. And other people are like, no, but he shouldn't have spoken about it. He should have diverted and said something like, well, I'm not, listen, I play a military I play a soldier on TV, but the reality is the guys who really are the American heroes or the actual veterans who served our country. And he doesn't say that. He sort of stays in character the whole time, but to a point that a lot of people say, well, there was no context to that to indicate that this was character talk. Where do you come down on it? Did you know that he hadn't really been in the service, or did you two assume that he had?
No, I didn't know that he hadn't been in the service. I thought he had. However, there's just people worry about the wrong fucking shit. Just fuck, move on. Move fucking on. I get it. If you're look, we're a military family in a way. Lois was a military brat. Her dad served in Korea and World War II. My dad was in World War II. So we're very much for the military, but just move on. Worry about the positive in America. Do the right thing for you and your family. And don't worry about what other people fucking say. God, what's going on in this world? The headlines are he said this, he meant this. Fuck it. It just pisses me off. And it's one of those little tidbits that makes me so glad that I'm the age that I am, because in another 20 years, it's going to be fucking, it's going to be like the fall of the Roman Empire. This world is going to fuck. It's going right to shit. Because we worry too much about what people say instead of what people do. Boy, look at a Kip Up That Time by Sid, man. Boy, Sid always did look the part, didn't he?
Dude.
Oh my God.
The most intimidating looking guy in the entire show.
Yes. No, there's without question.
Here comes number 30.
Can you imagine if Sid Vicious would have had had a different attitude?
Oh my God.
The work ethic, the attitude.
Allegedly, Vince sat him down and said, I want you to be my next Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
And he said, but I don't want to be a good guy. And I wish at that very moment, 30 wrestlers from the past appeared in front of him and all took turns slapping the goddamn taste out of his mouth.
Amazing. Just nobody looked like him.
He also said on a podcast with Sean Mooney in the last couple of years that he didn't know it was WrestleMania until he was on his way to the ring, when he was main eventing WrestleMania against Hulk Hogan. So this match is going to lead to his match with Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania. And he would say he didn't know that the Hoosier Dome, WrestleMania main event.
Why didn't he know? Was he,
He just said it was on his booking sheets. He showed up. Oh, this is WrestleMania. Okay, cool. I don't believe that.
I don't buy that either. But then again, all people are different. He may have been very, very clueless. I don't know. Or he may have been drunk, stoned. Who knows?
It's hard to imagine. Oh, by the way, what a genius move by Piper here, trying to pull IRS out by his tie.
There it is.
It's hard to keep it all straight here. You know what?
Yeah.
If you're in the ring, how do you stay out of everybody else's way, but also, have interesting action?
Well, we're nobody else is coming to the ring. This is it, right? Warlord
Yeah.
was last.
That's right.
Or,
So Sid Justice is a babyface here. He is not a heel. I mean, his literal last name is, or as a character, of course, not literal, but his name is Justice.
Stands for truth, justice, and the American way. So he and Hulk Hogan are buddies here, basically.
Yeah, I mean, they were just working against Warlord together.
Right. All right. Well, very, very cool.
See you later, Martel. See you later, Piper. Sid gets them both out of here. We're down to 4.
Down to 4. The Macho Man's been on. He's back for a little while.
Ric Flair coming in at number 3. He's been in here the longest. And then, of course, Macho Man, then Hulk Hogan, and of course, Sid, the freshest of the 4.
Oh,
Out goes Macho Man after the big flying knee from Ric Flair. And now Flair laying in the chops on Hulk Hogan. Hogan's had enough. Time for some tit for tat here. Into the ropes, signature spot, but it gets stuck. Over the top he goes, but he's hanging on barely. Sid sees his opportunity and yoink.
Oh,
Hogan's been eliminated. Look at the crowd and look at Hogan. Now, here's what's crazy. If you really pay attention, Hogan's kind of a shithead heel. I mean, some of the stuff Hogan does is very heelish.
Uh-huh.
And this is a great example. Hogan's just been eliminated, fair and square. Hogan's griping, saying, "Hey, we had a deal. You shook my hand." And now he's trying to pull Sid from the outside, and Flair's going to come in, dump him, and let's let Bobby take it from here.
Just left the broadcast position to join the new World Wrestling Federation champion, Ric Flair.
What a finish. And of course, Sid back in here, and he's got a real problem with Hulk Hogan. And by the way, you got to agree with me here. Hulk Hogan was the heel there.
It's almost as if he and Flair worked it together. Almost like he turned heel, and he and Flair were like all of a sudden now tag team partners or something when he helped pull him over. You're right. Where does Flair rank this win in his great moments?
Top 5.
I would think so.
I think, he thinks his retirement's probably number 1. I think this is probably, number 2. And then, beating Harley for the world title will be number 3, then probably beating, Dusty the first time for the world title as number 4, and then beating Vader in Charlotte, probably 5.
Very cool. No, Tony Gurria, Pat Patterson, Terry Garvin's in the ring over on the right there.
He's going to say at the end of the show here in this tremendous promo, this is the greatest moment in his life, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And the only time that would be eclipsed is, his retirement weekend. Did you watch any of that?
His retirement weekend, I did not know.
Man, we have got to cover that. WrestleMania season, I say we hit that.
Okay. I'm all for it.
I think you'll really, really dig it.
Well, you have certainly opened my eyes to some very good shit that I completely ignored for 13 years?
I think,
17 years.
I think at Low Key Big Hog weekend, when we get together in April, maybe we should watch his Hall of Fame induction speech and then the Monday Night Raw after, where they all sort of paid tribute to him. But we'll cover that WrestleMania come WrestleMania season. But I think you'd be curious to hear his speech and all the people he acknowledged. Here we go. The most famous Rumble interview ever.
Rumble, we have a brand new World Wrestling Federation champion as the press watches on. At this time to present the title belt to the new champion, our president, the distinguished Jack Tunney.
Congratulations, Ric Flair, on becoming the undisputed champion of the World Wrestling Federation.
Let me just say, after Vera distorting the belt to proclaim me the real world champion, I'm going to tell you all, with a tear in my eye, this is the greatest moment in my life. When you walk around this world and you tell everybody you're number one, the only way you get to stay number one is to be number one. And this is the only title in the wrestling world that makes you number one. When you are the king of the WWF, you rule the world. Think about it like that, Mr. Perfect.
Guys are on the bandwagon.
Woo! Woo! Let's give a big one. Woo! You did it. I was never so impressed with anything I've ever seen in all my life. He went out there for over 60 minutes, never took a back step, took it to Hogan, took it to The Undertaker, took it to whoever got in that ring. That's why he is,
hey, Bobby,
called now the real world's heavyweight champion.
We're not the kind of guys that say, we told you so, but we told you so.
Okay, very good. Ric Flair, you have made put that cigarette out. You have made World Wrestling Federation history here tonight.
It's the greatest moment of my life. I want to jump. I want to party. But I got to tell you like this. For the Hulk Hogans and the Macho Mans and the Pipers and the Sids, now it's Ric Flair. And you all pay homage to the man. Woo! I love it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps it up. We hope you have enjoyed your Royal Rumble. For my broadcast colleagues, Gorilla Monsoon, Bobby the Brain Heenan, Sean Mooney, Mean Gene Okerlund, saying so long from the Knickerbocker Arena in Albany, New York. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's revisit some of the highlights from this year's Royal Rumble.
And of course, we see an interesting attire there from the new foundation. How'd you describe their get-ups here?
They look kind of gay.
And then we've got Roddy Piper. He's out here winning his first singles title in the WWF. Next up, we've got Enos the Penis and your favorite, Jameson, doing his best Orange Cassidy impression with the old shin bump on Sir Sucks a Lot. There's LOD taking on my brothers, the Natural Disasters. What would my nickname be? If they were Earthquake and Typhoon, what would I be? I'm from Alabama. I'd be the Tornado. No, there was one of those. There was a tornado. We got to come up with another. I'd be the mudslide. Okay.
I thought tornado was fine because, of all the
wind, the gas.
Yes.
I have a lot of gas.
Yes.
Actually, that's one of my favorite things. I actually farted on a guy on my trip to Minneapolis this week.
You like farting on people?
It's one of my favorites. There's two things I really like to do. I like to show my friends my sack. I'll stretch it out and show that to everybody. Sometimes I'll rub it on them, and then I really like to fart on them. Those are my two favorites. If you haven't felt my sack or been farted on, you're just an acquaintance. Okay, I was hoping for more reaction there. Tony, when was the last time you farted out of your butthole?
Oh, I do it on a daily basis.
Yeah, I thought it was something.
And especially when I eat dairy, because I'm lactose intolerant. I never really was lactose intolerant until, I don't know, a couple of years ago. But once you get it, shoo.
Listening to this show sounds like you're intolerant of a lot of things. But without further ado, Tony, when I look at my clock, I realize it's about that time.
Tony Schiavone is in a match against Dave Silva, one-on-one. Winner will go on, get a first-class ticket to Las Vegas, Super Bowl weekend. Schiavone is being announced. Oh, my God. Out of the entryway. Here comes Lois Schiavone, shaking her finger. She won't let him go to Las Vegas. My God, the humanity. He can't go. He still is, 38 years later, pussy whipped. And we're desperately out of time. We'll see you next week on What Happened When on Westwood One. And each Monday we come to you only on
Patron.